Right, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Right, this is Doom on the Sega Saturn, and you know, now I love Doom. I'm a Doom fanatic, So I have Doom for every system I have, I have the 3DO version, I have the Atari Jaguar version, the PS1 version, the Game Boy Advance version, Xbox 360, you name it. Uh, we have for every system, and the Sega Saturn version of Doom is bad. It is disappointing, but it's still playable in my opinion. Now, some levels, the frame rate is even worse than what you're saying, than what you're saying right here. But it's still Doom. It's still got 59 levels, Ultimate Doom and Doom 2, and all the secret levels. All the enemies are here, so you know, uh, so. Uh, look at this level. An example runs particularly well, but there's not a lot going on, so it doesn't have to try as much. Now there's something wrong with the AV cables. That's why it's all green. Or jiggle it around and it'll come back. So yeah, it's such a shame that it didn't turn out as well as the PlayStation version, because this is a stray part of the PlayStation version. But the people behind the Saturn version, Raid Software, didn't do anything to improve the game. They just ported it straight over and called it a day. So, with the Sega Saturn, it takes a bit more effort to make a 3D game run well in it, and these fellas didn't even bother. So they destroyed a classic game, and they destroyed their own reputation by releasing the game in this state. So now I don't know who does the blame go to? Is it ID Software? Is it GT Interactive? Or is it Raid Software? Well, Raid Software are the crowd that did the starting part. They're the ones that actually made the game, you know, and it's down to them. Now there's so many theories going around about why Doom for the Saturn turned out so bad, and I don't know what's theory and what's fact. All I know is that this game has been destroyed, and it's unforgivable. But like I said, I still have fun playing this game. It's still playable. It's just terrible. But it's not just a frame rate that this game has a problem with. The the enemies move a lot slower and you fire a lot faster, so the game is a lot easier because of this. And there's a lot of frame skipping going on, especially when you fire the gun, because it's run so badly. Um, Now the Sega Saturn is capable of doing a fantastic part of doing, but like I said, Raid Software didn't bother. Now there's other things missing too. Like in the PlayStation version, there's great live sourcing effects in the game that are missing from this one. Plus, if a few of the music tracks from the PlayStation version are missing, which I don't know why. I mean, they ported over most of the PlayStation version, but not all of it. I don't understand why they did that. Now, in certain levels of the game, when you get to Hellgate, for example, there should be a fiery sky, but it's not a cityscape sky. So they've changed everything, and they removed things. Why? I don't know. It's like we just get the feeling that Ray Software deliberately went out of their way to make this as shitty as possible. Why? I don't know. Because, like I said, it damaged their reputation. Because I haven't heard of Ray Software making any other games. So, where they sacked, I hope so, because they deserve to be for releasing the game in this state. Um, like, I don't understand why they didn't bother. I mean, look, they should have said to themselves, we're not gonna do this if we're going to destroy the game. Well, they took the money, you see, and they went to. So they should refund people their money for releasing Doom in this state on a Saturday. Because Exhumed, Quake, and Duke Nukem 3D, hell, even the Alien trilogy all run great on the Saturn. So there's no excuse why this turned out so bad. Like I said, Raid Software just didn't bother. Now, just there's other things as well, right, about the game, right? They changed the cover, as you can see, which I think looks pretty cool, but I would have preferred the original cover, where the guy holding the shotgun shooting the demons and all, But the back of the box is a complete lie, right? That is Final Doom on the PC, and it says it's only one player. Now, with the European version, you have deathmatch mode and cooperative mode, so that should say two player. And there should be 59 levels instead of 55, so they got everything wrong about the box. False advertising, so I think they should be sued or something. I don't know how that works. But the American version of the game doesn't even have deathmatch mode or cooperative mode. So I don't know why these things were removed, because the very software, look, at developed this game, and they made the decision to take these things out because they didn't just see, these things didn't just fucking vanish. You know what I mean? They had to code the game, program the game, decide what to put in, what to take out. No one else did it. I mean, it's not like some fucking madman, some magician just waved a magic wand and suddenly all the cool things about Doom are gone. No, that didn't happen. They chose to make Doom the way it is on the Saturn. I'll never forgive them for that. But look, it's still playable. It's not the absolute worst thing I've ever played, even though it's a bad version, but there are some levels where the frame rate is so bad it's really unplayable. Um, it's just terrible, and there's no excuse for it. So, I don't know. Now there's another theory why Doom turned out so badly. Right Software, this fella called Jim Bagley, who's the head programmer or something of Raid Software. John Carmack is the main programmer of Doom with ID Software, so if Raid Software wanted to do anything with Doom, they had to fucking run it by him or the other fellas over at id Software. And there's a story going around that Jim Bagley actually made a version of Doom all in 3D, The monsters would be in 3D, the stages would be in 3D, but John Carmack looked at it and decided not to do it because it changed the purity of the game, I guess. So he told him, no, don't do it in 3D, do it in 2D. So they had to change the whole game again back to 2D. So I'm guessing because John Carmack turned them down, they were pissed off, says, right, fuck you then, But they should release a perfect Doom in 2D or 3D. Whatever the problem or ego thing is, I don't know, but it's unforgivable. And we was waiting a long time for Doom to come out on the Sega Saturn. I heard about the Sega Saturn magazine. I saw the front cover. The cover of the magazine had the demon, the pinky demon, and it was just lost my shit. Finally, Doom was coming out on the Sega Saturn. Now I was planning to get it on the Sony. Now, eventually, I did get it on the Sony PlayStation in 1998, but when I heard that this was coming out on the Sega Saturn, we decided to take some of that money that was saved for a PlayStation and buy this game. This came out in March 1997. Went into Electronics Boutique, got the game, brought it home, and was greeted with this. Now, I kept the game, I didn't trade it in or sell it because I still like the game. I love Doom, I'm a Doom fanatic. That's why I held on to it. Whereas most people got rid of it or sold it or whatever, It's just terrible, And like I said, the reason why the screen is all green, the AV cable, it's so old. I am going to get a new AV cable or SCART lead at some point. But these new televisions don't have a SCART connection at the back, so I have to get a converter or something like that. So, but I'm going to keep using these AV cables until they've completely fucking broken. But this one is definitely on its last legs. I have it over 20 years. But it's amazing how it still works. And that's one thing that's great about the Sega Saturn. It's very, very reliable. We haven't had any issues with it, except with the AV cable here. Sometimes the picture goes, sometimes the sound goes, but it always comes back. Now, this is the Model 1 Sega Saturn, and the laser on it is a bit fucking finicky. Sometimes it goes, sometimes it comes back. It has a mind of its own, so it's just, but it still works, which is unbelievable. Now, the Model 2 Sega Saturn is the one to get. That one doesn't seem to have any issues whatsoever. you know. But I just prefer the look of the modern one Sega Saturn, so that's why I just kept that one, like, you know. So yeah, that's the story with dealing with the Sega Saturn. Just very fucking disappointing, but it is still playable, and you do have 59 levels, all the secret levels. Just certain levels are really fucking bad. The frame rate is even worse than what you're seeing here. But this is one of the secret levels called Fortress of Mystery, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate that it turned out so bad. But so uh, I hope I'm pretty sure Riot Software are out of business because I haven't heard them making any other games, and they deserve to be sacked after destroying this game, you know, like which they did, you know. Now I don't understand why Riot Software was chosen to do the Saturn version because on the PlayStation, did Williams Entertainment. They did the PlayStation version. They did a fantastic version. So I wonder why they wouldn't do the Saturn version. See, the thing at the time was the Sony PlayStation was selling so well that everyone and anyone wanted to make a game for the Sony PlayStation because it was a sure thing because it was easier to make games for it and it was selling like hotcakes. So everyone the game developers had more of a chance of making loads of money. And everyone knew that. No one wanted to make games for the Sega Saturn because it was a failure. So maybe that's why Williams decided not to do it. But, like, I don't know. Like, you know, there's no excuse why this is so bad. Like, you know. Well, that's what it is, and it's a damn shame, you know. So, yeah, I'm going to end the video now and fix the AV cable back to tell you to get the colour back and on. But that's just the Sega Saturn version of Doom. It's just some fart.